Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today we're going to be making Mao doufu, also known as hairy tofu. It comes from the Anhui province of China. It's tofu that's been inoculated with a type of fungus or mold. I'm not sure, it's not really clear to me which it is because I've read both, called Mucor, and it creates a fuzzy white mold-like looking substance, grows on the outside. It also could be mycelia. It's not clear to me, as I said, whether it's a fungus or a mold, but it grows all over the tofu and it changes its flavor and consistency. It looks absolutely phenomenal, striking, and I was always so curious to see what it tastes like. I learned about this years ago watching videos, but never knew how to make it. But I was able to purchase the inoculant, and today we are going to make it. Super excited. I used a few different internet resources to learn more about Mao doufu, and I will put those links down below in case you're curious about learning more about hairy tofu. Now, the Anhui region in China is known for its subtropical temperatures, and that's probably one of the reasons why this particular type of tofu did so well there, because you need a warm and humid environment for the mold to grow. Apparently this has been around for over 2,000 years, and the tofu would be placed on a bed of straw, and more straw would be placed on top of it, and it would grow this mold on top of it, kind of similar to natto. And if you haven't seen my natto making video, you should definitely check that out. Natto is a specific type of fermented soybean that comes from Japan, but it also was originally inoculated and stored in straw, and it creates this really slimy, sticky substance around the beans and makes them taste absolutely delicious. There is some preparation involved to make the actual tofu. So first you need to get this. This is the inoculant to create the hairy mold on the tofu. So one of these little packages is plenty to make one batch of hairy tofu. You take this and you empty it into a small bowl with 50 grams of water. Stir that around. Next, you take your firm style tofu and cut it into 1 to 2 inch cubes. Then you dip the cubes of tofu into the prepared inoculant and place it on a cheesecloth lined rack. You can also do this in a steamer basket if you have one. The point is that you want plenty of air circulation around the tofu pieces. And then place it in a warm location for a few days. This can take 3 to 5 days depending on the temperature and climate of your area. So I live in New England and fall is definitely here. It is much cooler than it has been and much too cool for proper mold growth. So I placed my tofu into this, and this is a bread dough proofer. Love this thing. This is really great if you live in a cold climate. This has a thermostat on it, so you can set it for the perfect proofing temperature. I set this for 80 degrees to keep it nice and cozy inside. It's been sitting here for 3 days, and I have significant mold growth. So check this out. This proofing box also collapses and stores flat, which I really appreciate when you have a small space or small kitchen. So here it is. My kitchen definitely has kind of a funky smell. Funky, not rotten, kind of mushroomy and earthy. Funky, for sure. Da-da-da! Look at this! It's amazing. Look at it. All the tofu has a velvety kind of coating on it. And when you look at it in the light, it just looks fuzzy and like velvet. These ones have a darkening color to them. These ones are white and floofy, kind of like little cotton balls. Isn't that amazing? It's important to make sure that all of your equipment is nice and clean because you don't want to be growing other types of mold. Also, if there are any other colors, black, green, brown, blue, any colors like that growing on there besides this kind of creamy white color, do not eat the tofu. So this is ready to eat just like this, but you can also fry it. So I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to taste it just as it is, but I'm also going to fry it and make a dipping sauce. So let's go ahead and prepare that. Isn't that amazing? Okay, let's go ahead and make our sauce first. We're gonna need some hot oil, a couple tablespoons of just neutral oil. That means just a plain oil. I happen to have grapeseed oil. Get that nice and hot. Mince some garlic. This is one good sized clove. We're gonna chop up some cilantro, probably a couple tablespoons. Add that to our bowl. Green onions. Some crushed chili. I'm just taking a stalk of my cilantro and dipping it into there. Hot oil, and it's sizzling, so that means it's nice and hot. And pour it right over our garlic and chilies and aromatics. See how it does that? Now we're gonna add some black vinegar. Whoa, that was a lot. About a tablespoon. Soy sauce. Pinch of MSG. And a splash of water. A beautiful chili garlic dipping sauce. No, don't need to adjust anything. Fantastic. Tangy, bright, salty, umami, chilied but not overly spicy, garlicky. It's fantastic. Let's go ahead and fry some of the tofu. Oh wow. Wow, look at that. So cute and puffy. This is what it looks like on the bottom. Oh yeah, definitely smells funky. Alrighty, into the oil. Look at that. Cute. The tofu has changed color a bit. It's more creamy. All right, let's turn over those first pieces and cook on all sides. Look how the mold just kind of disappears. All right, I think we're done. Alrighty, here is the fried version. Ta-da! Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Alrighty, we're gonna try it straight up. My first taste of mao doufu, hairy tofu. Here we go. Itadakimasu. It's not what I expected. It's not as funky as I thought it was going to be. It's creamy in texture, which I find surprising. Creamier and not as bouncy. Let me show you what it looks like inside. See that? It's like creamy. And it tastes a little alcoholic. And it's funky, but not nearly as funky as I expected it. I expected it to taste like a really funky cheese, like an Anhui or something. The texture is very interesting. The mold on top just is barely detectable, kind of just melts. And it's more of a alcoholic, nutty flavor. Not salty at all, because we didn't season this with anything. So it's just really the flavor of the tofu and the mold. It's pretty good. It's very plain. Texture is like kind of like a softer cheese, not as smooth as say like a brie or something, like feta and cream cheese mixed together, like that. But very pleasant and very subtle actually. I thought it was gonna be much more aggressive tasting, but it's not. Yeah, I'm surprised how mild it was. Here's the fried version. It smells not funky at all. Let's try it plain first. Here we go. Itadakimasu. I actually feel like it tastes funkier when it's been deep fried. Kind of more intensified, but there's also a fried flavor to it. It tastes a little bit more like tofu now, but the funky flavors are more intense. I don't know. All right, let's try it with the dipping sauce. This sauce I think would make anything taste fantastic. Yum, here we go. Mmm. That sauce is so good. The sauce is garlicky, chilied, but not too spicy. Fragrant from the green onions and cilantro. Salty, and it goes so well with the deep fried mao tofu, which tastes like tofu but different. Fried and pungent. Terrific. Now I just want a little bowl of rice. Should have made rice, man. Really good. Of course, this is vegan, vegetarian. Let's try one of these. Look how beautiful that is. So perfectly hairy. Let's try that with the sauce. Here we go. Very different. This is much more plush, as you can imagine, like a velvety texture, but the entire experience is more creamy and plush when you have it in this state versus the fried state. When you deep fry it, it kind of toughens the edges a little bit. The mold gets squished down completely, so it's not even noticeable. In this form, makes it seem just like a fried tofu in terms of a textural experience. The only difference is the flavor. It has a nutty, kind of funky flavor. But for me, surprisingly subtle, much more subtle than I expected. This, the funkiness is more present and the creamier texture. This kind of dries out when you fry it, but this sauce is absolutely fantastic. Recommend making this. Have it with tofu, have it with noodles, have it on your rice, have it on anything. It's just delicious. Dumplings, fantastic. This is quite delicious too. And if you're curious about it, it's very easy to make as well. Alrighty, my lovelies, thanks as always for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media, like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Alrighty, I cannot wait to have my kids give this one a taste. Oh my goodness.